Hello!
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Sunday.
And welcome to another mildly entertaining but special, very special live show.
And not because of us.
That's right.
I'm Natasha.
And I'm Bill.
And we're nursing our travel bug.
There we are.
We got lots of folks in the house already today. Let's start by saying hello. And I see a new friend we haven't seen before. Came over from RV Underway. We sure do appreciate you. Hello, Traveling with Nick P. Good to see you.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming by. And we've got Sue, the best moderator in YouTube, in the house.
Hello, Sue. Hello to Bob and the lucky dogs as well.
Welcome.
Or lucky dog.
Dogs.
I think I need to catch up. I don't know.
Hey there, Brian, B&D Crafts and More, another RV Underway Raider. We appreciate you. Welcome in.
Here.
Oh my gosh, we haven't seen these guys forever.
Where's our tires?
Aww.
What?
Thanks, guys.
Oh, they forgot about us. It's
Nah.
been a while. Sundays are busy.
Well, all summer, to give them credit, all summer they were traveling and enjoying family time. So,
good for them.
So now they're back in the swing of things, so they got time for us again. Oh, welcome. We're happy you guys are here. We've got BB3 with Murder Mystery Haunted History in the house.
Hey, baby. Thanks
she goes
for
live.
Being here.
She goes live at the top of the hour when we are through. So be sure to check out Murder Mystery Haunted History.
Yeah, what you got going on today? Let us know in the chat.
Yes. POA.
POA.
POA. POA. No, Junior hasn't made his arrival yet. Shucks. But Becky sure has been trying. God bless her. She's been messaging me. We've been sharing like old wives' tale items and nursing things that you can do to speed the process along. But Junior is just too comfy, man. He don't want to leave that comfortable abode.
He should be excited because he's going to be a Bills fan.
Ooh, I don't know.
They said whoever wins the Super Bowl this year is who they're going to push the merch on to the baby to make him a fan of that team. Of course, he can make his own decision, and he'll obviously choose the Bills once he's older. But
we should just buy him a onesie, give him a good head start.
That's right.
But we digress. Hey, Box D, so good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Of course, she goes live on Sundays as well. Is it 7 Eastern? I always get the times wrong. 7 or 8 Eastern. So if you are not, yes, it is later. If you are not following Box D, run over to her channel, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you can be notified when she does go live and when she does release her videos. Sweet lady living in a box van, single. She's got a cute little Chihuahua puppy dog and just lots of life and RV tips, and she just tells it like it is, and she shares her story with all of us, and she's the sweetest thing. So you got to make sure that you watch tonight.
I need a boy, Jim the Pie Man. Welcome.
I know we're finally doing a live stream. It's been tough.
Can't wait to hang out a couple more weeks. We go straight from where we are currently to the Mayberry meetup.
That's
and
right.
Last I saw, there may be a spot open if somebody's looking or was thinking about coming.
It's not too late. Message Susan with New Horizons. If you're not sure how to get a hold of her, you can actually join the Mayberry Meetup group on Facebook. That's the easiest way for all of us to see all of the events and get in contact with one another. And you can message her there directly and scoop up any of those spots that might be opening up.
Brilliant.
We got Over the Hill RV here.
Hello.
Another RV Underway Raider. We appreciate you.
Thanks for being here.
I think we have another new friend. Wonderful Revolution.
Well, that's wonderful.
I love that name.
Thanks for being here.
Welcome. We're so excited to see you.
If we're forgetful, I'm here every week. Call us a moron in the chat. You call me a moron. Don't be nice to her. She's all right.
Thank you. Hey, Richard and Hope. X marks the spot. Can't wait to see you guys in a couple weeks. The countdown is on.
Yes.
More folks coming to Mayberry, of course. Folks saying hello. We got to catch up. We got Ford Man, of course.
Hey, Kenneth.
Fordman,
What's
aka
happening?
Kenneth Oaks. He's at every live stream. We
He's
just
awesome.
love him.
He's on
Fantastic.
all live streams.
He is on all of his computers and cell phones, and like he's got a whole like viewing tower, and he's just so great about joining up with everybody, and we appreciate you, Kenneth. We got Lippy Lisa in the house.
Thanks
Good
for
to
being
see
here.
you. And Mr. John Chalker, as always, welcome in.
Greetings, Connecticut. We're getting closer to you. So not Connecticut.
Not quite. And look at that. It's our friend Jason.
Oh, wait. I'm confused. What do I do now?
HTRV.
Hey, Jason. Thanks for being here.
Yes, that is the former Imagine Your Odyssey. He's changed his name since he's kind of changed the angle of his videos.
I think it's brilliant.
Yes.
And a snazzy new logo.
I like it. Welcome. Good to see you, friend. Papa Drew's RV in the house.
Papa Drew is here.
Marking himself safe from pizza and all fatty
Very
foods.
good.
He's been doing amazing. Sticking to that new diet. Good job, Drew. And there are the hosts themselves, RV Underway. Thank you for the raid. Good to see you guys. Can't wait to see you a couple weeks in Mayberry. That's going to be so much fun. Happy Place Camping is here. Another raider. Welcome in.
Hello.
Yes, and I see everyone saying hello to each other in the chat. So if you see somebody that you don't recognize, run on over, check out their channel after our live stream, of course. Say hello. Tell them NOTV sent you.
Northwoods. We were so close. We were like, I don't know, here, and you guys were over here, Michigan. And we were like, should we go? Should we just go for like a day to this M21 meetup?
Yeah.
So close. I'm like, well, if we do that, that's going to be like a 20-hour.
It was tough. It was a tough decision not to go to the M21 meetup. We're sad we didn't get to see you guys, but we hope you're having fun.
But they're coming to Mayberry, last I heard.
Ooh, excellent.
Fantastic.
Hello, the journey awaits.
Hello.
Welcome. Good to see you. It's About Time Now is in the house. Now. Welcome, guys. Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. Aww. Boom, boom, boom.
Yay.
Let's see who else is here. Want to make sure I'm not skipping anybody. I'm already behind in the chat.
Of course they can't forget me. They replay my head trauma on their channel quite a bit.
Yeah, at least some positive came out of that. The Aloha Conch, welcome. Good to see you guys.
Aloha. The concha-cha-cha-cha. That's how you say it, you know.
No, he hates when you do that. Who else is here? Scrolling through. I love that everybody's chit-chatting with one another, saying hey. That's what this community is all about, really. Just making friends, making connections.
Kids are coming back with Bernie. Do you have a dog park here?
No, there's a trail.
Oh, there you go.
Plenty of trees.
I think B&D was answering the Boxman D question. 8 p.m. Eastern. That's when she goes live. That's what I thought. I was right.
Brilliant.
Don't doubt me.
Yes.
That's a rule. Wow, Drew has lost 50 pounds as of today.
Congrats.
That is amazing. Good job, Drew. Good job.
Very nice.
There you go. He's still doing the NOTV shout out. NOTV.
Yes.
What's up? We hear you. We hear you in our minds.
All the time.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Sue. See, I told you she's the best moderator. She put in the Facebook link to the Mayberry Meetup Facebook group. So yeah, if you're not a part of it, you're not sure what's going on, meeting up in Mount Airy, North Carolina, October 14th through the 17th. So if you're still free, if you've been on the fence, there's still a chance. Hop on over. Check it out.
Come on. Of course, that means there's people bowing out. We'll see them.
Yeah, and that's true. They could always call Bill, and Bill can get a hold of.
And I will give them Kim's number.
I
would love to help someone if I can somehow help someone.
Yes,
connected.
Definitely. And there's Susan with
Travel Dreamer 46.
Welcome.
Hello,
welcome in. I think you're a new friend as well, so we're so happy that you're here. Welcome. Yes, the Mayberry meetup is going to be fun. I can't believe it's been a year since the last one.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like we've been so far apart because we get to see everybody online. It's beautiful. But I can't wait to see everybody in person. There's going to be so many more activities and more organization stuff going on this go around than last year. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Let's see. Traveling with Nick P says that he's been on lots of live streams, but it's always good to find new ones. Well, we are so happy you have found ours. Welcome in.
And we'll have to remember Corey or Lori. Corey, they're asking about our first NFL game. I'll have to remember that when you're done with it.
Oh, yes.
Hellos, if we have time.
Absolutely.
It was awesome. How about that?
There you go. Jump right in. Yeah.
It was a good time. So we were so close to Detroit. And of course, with me, it's usually about baseball. And then we were looking up. I'm like, well, who did the Lions play?
They were playing my team, the 49ers.
Well, how cool is that? We've never been to an NFL game.
No. We were like, okay, that's like the one team where tickets are probably going to be the cheapest in all of the NFL, or at least one of the cheapest. End. Yes. So we knew we could afford to go. So we jumped on the opportunity, and we went a little bit out of our budget for the month of September, but it was totally worth it.
It was fun. It was a madhouse because, of course, that Ford Field is right next to, Comerica Park, where the Tigers play baseball.
Yes.
And they were both having a game. I think one started at 12 and the other started at 1. So it was nutty.
It was like a block party.
Oh, we found a free parking spot. Yeah. Free! My favorite 4-letter F word.
Yes.
Yeah, free.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was a blast. And like there is nothing like being at the stadium live and like just the roar of the crowd. And yeah, it really was just like, Friday night high school football game, like everybody getting amped up and excited and, all the cheerleaders doing their chants and, all of the fun things that go on at a game. Yeah, it was a blast.
That was super fun. So yeah, that
definitely.
And we had a decent time. We saw Lake Huron. We added that to our list. I think it's Lake Ontario. It's the only one we have not seen.
No, we didn't see Erie. We drove past Erie.
That's true. Just maybe saw it in the distance.
Yes. Yep. Hey, Dreaming Out Loud RVing. Good to see you guys. Drive safe.
One strange adventure.
What is up?
What
Hello. Good to see you guys. Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. Lippy Lisa is asking, how did we meet? To tell us your love story.
We might have time for that.
Real quick, babe. Do it.
All right. Well, we used to work together at a brain and spinal cord injury rehabilitation in Omaha, Nebraska, both as CNAs.
Yep.
And I always say I was the old dog on the block, where I worked there for a while, and you get comfortable and you feel like you have seniority, or not really, but you feel like you know the stuff and you don't need somebody coming in to tell you how things need to be done. And there's where Natasha comes in.
I might be a little bossy, but it's not like I was telling you what to do. I was just making friendly suggestions.
It was this thing like, if you want to, you could go clean out that closet and organize it. Like, nah, I think I'm good. I don't.
So, I had like random like tickets to a concert, and the person I was supposed to go with couldn't go anymore. And the building that we worked in, everybody else was like fans of other types of music, and nobody was interested in the genre. So I invited Bill along. And yeah, the rest was history. So we joke now. He hated that I bossed him around when we worked together. So he married me so I could boss him around all the time.
Yay.
Love you, honey.
It's true. I don't know.
There it is. There's the.
It's true that you bossed me around all the time.
That's not true.
I don't know if that's why.
Brian says that he's lost over 20 pounds in 2 weeks.
That's
amazing. Awesome. Way
hopefully
to go.
That's amazing. Is that good?
If it's done the right way. Yes. Yeah. Hopefully it's not because you're sick. Absolutely. All right. We are checking in to make sure I haven't missed anybody else. Oh, the American Wanderer is here. What's up, JT?
Hello. Have you started heading west yet? Maybe you should come to Mayberry.
I know that he's leaving soon to head the other direction. I think we're going to be like 2 ships passing in the night. We'll miss each other. Yes. All right. So yeah, we have left Michigan and we are now
we're in Pennsylvania, where the kids love to play outside.
Bye-bye.
We left Michigan yesterday morning at 9 a.m. And I think we got to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. Around 7:30.
And that's when it started getting dark, and we're like, let's just pull over. There's a Walmart now. Go.
Yes, and luckily they allowed overnight parking. Woo!
Yeah.
But because we were only like a half an hour from the campground, so we had a leisurely morning and slept in and enjoyed our coffee. But then, like, we didn't want to mooch in Walmart's lot for too long, so we left. We were early checking in the campground, which we're never early, and then
the old 1,000 trail rules. We're new. We don't know stuff, but we've heard about it. We should have known better. Like one of those things where people told you that. Listen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We pull up at 11:45. Nope, nobody till noon. Get out of here. Go through the park with your giant RV, find a place to turn around and get out.
Yeah.
Come back at noon.
They were nice about it, but we just went down to the gas station, fueled up, and came back in, checked in, found a great spot with good internet, because, you know, that's our new thing. We have to have good internet because I need to be able to work. But yeah, so far so good. Getting settled in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we can't wait to go. Yes, check out all of the local things. We want to check out Hershey, the theme park. There's so many things to do in this area. So,
any tips? Let us know.
Definitely. So yeah, that's what's been going on in our world. Now we want to go ahead and turn the cameras on some friends of ours.
I'll let you do the intro.
Okay. So the Brown family are fellow Fulltime family members, and Fulltime Families is an RV group that we belong to, and we've been a part of for the last 4 years. And the Brown family are transitioning from RV life. They did full-time RV life. Now they're in a period of transition, and we wanted to bring them up here so that they could share with you their story and what their new mission is. And maybe we could all come together and help as well. Oh, I see James Cantonese is here. Welcome, welcome. One of our new members. Good to see you.
Oh, we've got to shout them out. Come on.
We just did. All right. So
I'll give
with
you
no
a proper
further ado,
shouting out later.
Are our guests ready? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, we're going to bring up Michelle and Nate.Brown.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us on today.
Casting so we can hear them again.
We're professionals.
We can hear you.
Yay!
Now we can hear you.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, first of all, I would like to say go Broncos.
Oh. Okay.
But we're the Brown family. I'm Nate. This is my wife, Michelle, and we have 4 kids. But several of them are out of the house now. Our oldest, we miss them actually a little bit.
Aww.
Don't tell them I said so. Our oldest son, Brennan's 21, and he's a senior at North Dakota State studying computer engineering. So he's living in Fargo. And we have a 20-year-old daughter named Winter who just moved to Monticello, which is outside of Minneapolis, and is working as a preschool teacher. And we have a daughter, Phoenix, who's 18, and she just moved out a little bit ago and started dental assisting school at North Dakota State College of Science in Wapaton. And we have a 9-year-old son, Orion, who lives with us. And so 3 of them traveled with us full-time in our RV for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan was already in college when we launched, and Winter and Phoenix and Orion were with us. So they all got a little taste of that full-time life. But Winter graduated and left, and then Phoenix graduated and left, and now we're down to just 1, which opens up all kinds of options for different RVs. We don't have to have that big bunkhouse model anymore.
Right. So what initially got you guys into the RV lifestyle?
That's kind of a long story, but
Short version.
I was born in 1979 in Inglewood, Colorado. Just kidding. We won't start that far back. I'm an engineer, and I had been, trying to climb that corporate ladder and chase these career goals. And we had moved across the country several times, and we just ended up in a place where, after all of that, so many years doing that we just felt like there was something else out there besides what we were doing. And we just didn't know what it was. But it kind of, and at about that time, I got a job offer for a completely remote job. And so we kind of just realized we don't have to keep doing this anymore. We can go see what's out there, and we can go try to find what it is we're really looking for, what our calling is. And so we sold our house and bought an RV and hit the road. And the plan kind of was 1 year. Michelle loves the beach.
Okay.
So our plan was we were just going to go along the coast, and we were going to check out beach towns, and we were going to try to make it last for a year because, the truck and the trailer were kind of expensive. We didn't want to turn around and sell it right away. And we thought there might be some learning curve to living full time. But we thought,
all you got to do is just turn the key and you're good to go, right?
See, when I turned that key the first time, I had never towed anything. I had no idea what I was doing. It was terrifying. But
okay.
we thought we'd spend a year and see the country, and we loved it so much. We ended up doing 2.5 years, and we would still be on the road right now, except we did find our calling. So I don't know. Is it a spoiler alert?
And where has home called you to?
Well, so we spent 2.5 years traveling. Like Nate said, we love being full-time in RV. We love the full-time RV community. I think our favorite part was that people are not as busy. We find that kind of in the typical suburban lifestyle where everyone's kind of chasing after the next promotion and a bigger house and all this stuff. Their schedules are so packed full. But RVers, you might go a month or more, maybe even months before you cross paths with friends again. So people are just like, hey, do you want to have dinner together tonight? Hey, come over for a campfire. And we just love that sense of community. But through our RV travels, we actually crossed paths with another full-time RV family named Lisa and Josh Sears, who were full-time missionaries with Assemblies of God, World Missions. And after we crossed paths with them, I was like, what do you do with Assemblies of God, World Missions and full-time RV? I was intrigued. So I reached out to them, and they told me a little bit more. A little bit further back, I used to work full-time at our last two churches in children's ministry. And so it kind of was like, hey, this is something I know the Lord has for me in the future, but kind of, RVing, it was just a different season, was able to do some other stuff like lead Bible study, host campfires. But once I talked to Lisa, through talking to her, she said, have you guys ever thought about being missionaries? And I said, no, maybe someday, but I don't think so. But talked to Nate about it, and it was just kind of the seed that the Lord planted in our hearts and started working on us. About a year before he had left his full-time job and had started doing RV repair, we were all in on RV. We're like, we're going to do this forever. But sometimes you make plans and the Lord has different plans for you. And right. He got on board sooner with the, missionary work. And I was like, I don't know, let me pray about it. I think I'm going to pray about it. And just each time it kept coming up, less and less time would pass. But it really took me probably about 6 months to kind of fully get on board. Took him a few months. But eventually, the Lord just kept speaking to our hearts, and the more we prayed about it, it really just became clearer and clearer that was what he had in store for us next. And we just want to be obedient to what he has for us, and we're excited that we're at a place where we've sold our house, years ago. We've sold all our stuff, all we own. We just have, had in our RV. And we're totally debt-free. We're Dave Ramsey people. So all those things have opened us up, I feel like, to be more open to the idea of missions work and ready to just say, yeah, we're ready to go.
Yeah, so we're going to Ecuador, to San Clemente, Ecuador, where we're going to help plant a church.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We actually did a program with the kids our first couple of years. They did school. With their homeschool program. And one of it actually had different segments that you would read about missionaries. And do you remember his name? The missionary who went to Ecuador?
I don't.
It was Nate Saint, right?
Nate Saint.
Oh, yeah.
Jim
The
Elliott
famous
and
Nate Saint
Saint.
and Jim Elliott. I just listened to the audiobook recently.
I am hoping to not be martyred, personally.
But you would be willing to be, right?
But hoping not to.
Hoping not to. Well, Nate's a little bit more worried about that than me.
It's fine.
Well, I think St. Clemente is a little different, a different
Yes.
part of Ecuador. So I think you guys will be all right. But that's a whole new adventure. And now, what does it look like to prepare for something like that? Do they just say, okay, you want to do this? Sure. Here's a plane ticket and, we'll connect you with someone. You're good to go.
I think maybe that was part of our hesitation, because when we first felt like we were being called to this, we really didn't know. And I mean, there's so much we still don't know, but that's part of the reason that we're going with the organization that we are, Assemblies of God World Missions, is because they have a great pipeline. They have a great training program. And so what we are actually missionary associates, which means we'll serve alongside another couple who are fully credentialed career missionaries. And so we'll go serve our first term of 2 years alongside them, and then as we earn our own ministry credentials.
Yeah, and I'm a really organized, kind of type A detail person, so we kind of looked into a couple organizations, but really I appreciated that there was a thorough screening process. The application process takes 3 to 6 months to get through, which can be overwhelming, but it's good. I feel like they're making sure you're really committed to what you're doing. And then since we've been approved, we were first approved in July of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. So that was fun. But we're still just plugging along. But we got dropped right into a training group. And so they put us in a small group, and they're like, okay, the next 7 weeks, you're going to meet on Zoom. You're going to do this reading. And that was just our first class. And every month we meet with other missionaries who are heading to the Latin American Caribbean region with our organization. And there's leaders and mentors. A lot of them are longtime missionaries, people who have served 20, 30 years overseas, who lead us. And we go through different online studies and books. And it just really, in the summer, we did 2 weeks of preparation. And then, the other part, besides just preparing ourselves for the cultural differences, for the, what we're going to do when we get there, is the support raising. So we've been working hard to connect with individuals and churches. I don't know if the listeners or people watching, I guess, know, but different mission organizations do things differently. But in ours, we're raised 100% of our budget. So we are partnering with lots of individuals and lots of churches back here in the States. And the bottom line is that not everyone's called. Not everyone's called to go overseas or even to serve in full-time ministry, but everyone's called to do something. And so these individuals and churches have stepped up and partnered with us monthly to help send us to Ecuador so that we can help plant a church in an area where there isn't a church. And one of Assemblies of God main things is church planting, because it makes a difference long term. So the area we're going did not have a church for about 45 minutes. And most people don't drive there. So if you can imagine, you don't have a car, you don't have access to transportation. A lot of people are low income. So the logistics of getting to church, you're not going to go take 2 bus transfers and spend money to get to church every week. You really, if there's not a church in your local town or the next town over, you're not going to have access to that. A lot of people have not heard the gospel. The statistics in Latin America are that 5 out of 6 people don't know Jesus as their Lord and Savior, which honestly, I was really surprised about, because you think that, I don't know, I just had this expectation that more people were involved in a church and had heard the gospel, but it's not the case. So we're working with our mentor missionaries to just help plant that church, help get the word out. And people are hungry. They're excited to learn more about Christ. Just in the last couple of months, they've had 15 baptisms. They have 50 kids coming each week to their children's program, 40 or 50 adults. So it's just, people are excited, and we're excited to go there and serve and be a part of that, and just help disciple people, help tell people about Christ, and also help meet some of their, needs. There's compassion outreach in the area too. So I don't know. We're just excited. We're excited for what the Lord has put in front of us. And some people might think it's crazy to just kind of give up, the comforts of the U.S. and maybe a house or even the ability to travel. But we're ready. We're ready to just take this next step and step into this next chapter, and just be obedient to what God has called us to do, along with our son next.
Well, and I think as RVers, like, that kind of lays that foundation, like making a big change and just going off into some, uncharted, unknown location, so to speak. It's not so scary because you've done it 100 times before. And if you have limited resources, or you're going to another country where you can't take boxes and boxes of your things and you have to live minimally, again, you already practiced that because you RV. So has it been a challenging transition, or do you guys feel like you've slowly prepared for that?
No, the RV life totally prepared us for that. If Michelle and Lisa had connected while we were living in our home in Fort Collins or in Fargo when we lived there, and said, hey, you guys should be missionaries. You should sell your house. You should sell all your stuff. You should take 2 suitcases and move overseas.
Give up your job, your health
leave
insurance.
Your job, your income, your health insurance. I would have said, you're crazy. Like, there's no way that I would have done all of that at once. But, the Lord prepared us over several years and through RVing. And I kind of was a gear guy. I really liked my stuff. I had a really cool motorcycle and all kinds of tools. And, the garage was actually, now if I saw a picture of my garage back then, just jam-packed full of stuff, I kind of feel like it was ridiculous. But, it took me a long time to get past that. And RVing totally prepared us for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some people have asked us, like, what do your older kids think? But honestly, our oldest was going to college when we sold our house and all our stuff to RV. And so when we told him, hey, we're going to be a full-time missionary, he's like, oh yeah, that's way less crazy than being an RVer. He already kind of just broke out of the box of the normal suburban American lifestyle. So they're like, oh yeah, you're going to go have another adventure? Okay, sounds good. But yeah. And I think also, even for our son, having, as a full-time family kid and traveling in the RV, he's used to meeting lots of new kids. He's used to being around a lot of different people and being in a lot of new places, different cultures. We've traveled internationally a little bit just for vacations and fun. And all those things, at the time, we didn't sell our house thinking, oh, we're going to sell our house in RV so that we can be missionaries someday. But now we can totally look back and see how the Lord was working on us just a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a lot of parallels in living in a small space, living on a small budget, being flexible, going to new locations, meeting new people, between the RV lifestyle and missionary lifestyle.
Sure. Now, the country of Ecuador does not speak English. Their main language is Spanish. Are you guys fluent in Spanish, or how are you going to work with the language barrier?
Yo hablo un poco de español. He estado estudiando por un año.
Do you speak
Bien, bien.
We're talking to you. Nate and I both took 4 years of Spanish in high school. So when we were trying to figure out where we wanted to serve it, so first we were like, okay, the Lord's calling us to missions. Now, where does he want us to serve? I have a heart for Latin American culture, and the fact that both of us took 4 years of Spanish, it just seemed like that was a good place to start. I feel like no matter what we do long term, being fluent in Spanish will be a good skill and even in the U.S., there's a lot of ways in ministry you can use Spanish as well. So we kind of narrowed it first to that Spanish-speaking country in Latin America. But our organization will send us a language school. Our first 7 months, our only job will be to learn language. So 5 days a week, 6 hours a day, full immersion. They don't speak any English to us. Wow. We just kind of get dropped in. And then Orion will do 4 hours a day of homeschool and 2 hours a day of Spanish. So Nate's he's a smarty and he's very academically motivated. So he's been studying a lot. So he's surpassed me. I think I'm like advanced beginner, low intermediate, and he's kind of in the low intermediate level. So we're hoping once we get there and we're kind of immersed in that language learning, that we'll at least be able to go our next, we'll go to language school in Costa Rica, then Ecuador for serving. We can at least have conversations with people. Just hard to minister to people if you can't speak their heart language. And it'll be a process. Hopefully we'll get better and better.
Yeah. Right. We get by as tourists just fine. I can order a meal and ask for directions, to ride the bus or something like that. But to preach a sermon in Spanish or something, that's like a whole other level. But even just having deep conversations with someone, everyone says your brain will switch over at some point, but my brain is firmly rooted in the English language. And so even though I have vocabulary and I know some of the grammar rules, I have to hear it, translate it, then think about it and form a response, then retranslate it and then speak. And so I'm very slow.
Yeah, it's tough. Bill and I took 4 years ourselves, each in high school. Mm-hmm. And
the kids they're doing, what are they doing?
Duolingo.
Mm-hmm. And they'll do their lesson and then we're like, well, what words did you learn today? I'm like, well, use it in a sentence. And I'm like,
yeah, usarlo en una oración.
Like, no, you're not conjugating it right, So I'm like, I remember that, but that's about it.
Yeah. So it's definitely a useful skill that, you guys will get to use not just for your mission work, but going forward in life. Absolutely. Yeah. So for all of those folks that have jumped in, this is Michelle and Nate.Brown, and they are former RVers who recently gave up the RV life to become missionaries, and their first missionary assignment will be in Ecuador. So we're just talking about how that process works, how that transition works, and how we all can come together as a community and support them in their mission. Like Michelle said, and you put it so beautifully, we can't all be missionaries. We can't all, we don't have the skills or the know-how or just the ability to physically go out to all of these areas, but we can help financially sponsor someone who is taking that leap and making that journey. And we can partner together to make that happen, to grow God's kingdom in, areas that really need it. So that's what we've brought them on here. for today. So since we're talking about funding, can you tell us what your goals are? Because I know that you've had some one-time donations, and then you're also looking for some monthly sponsors. So where are you at with your fundraising goals?
So we're getting closer, which is always good news. And at this point, we're hoping to leave in January. That's the next trimester of language school. So we're working hard towards that. Actually, our current monthly goals will make us over 100% by January. So we're pretty much at 100% of our one-times.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
That covers things like travel to and from and visas and stuff like that. And then we have a monthly support budget, which covers taxes, insurance, living expenses, and ministry expenses too. And that
we have about $1,350 of monthly support left to go. So which puts us, we're getting really close on that. And so we're just pushing hard to finish that up. Sometimes people get a little bogged down by like, oh, monthly, what does that mean? What does that look like? Or it might just seem easier to say, oh, okay, I have this amount now. But honestly, we have people that support us in all amounts, and even a small amount monthly really makes a big difference because we're putting together a team that are ministry partners. And by the time we get to the field, I mean, hopefully it'll be 100, 150 people in churches that really, each person making a sacrifice, whether it be small or big or whatever, everyone has different resources. The amount is not really important. It's just the heart. And really, I feel like personally, when we've supported missionaries, the Lord kind of nudges you. Someone will come and speak, or you'll hear about them, or you see a video, and he just gives you a little nudge like, oh, maybe that's something I could do. Like, maybe it's just, giving up a little something, or you think, oh, I have this margin. And really that monthly partnership means a lot to us. The website's a little clunky. They're launching a new one in about 2 weeks, but really, you can get in and just set up a monthly PayPal checkout, so it just like comes out of your account, and it really makes a huge difference to our ministry. Yeah.
And it really it wasn't too difficult to navigate when we signed up. I found the website pretty easy to navigate. And I love the fact that not only, do they send out, the receipt every month just to remind you it's coming out, but that you guys also have a newsletter so that you can connect with everyone who is coming with you guys on this journey through the sponsorship. So that you can update them where you are in funding and in preparations. And then when you actually get there in Ecuador, like the things that you're seeing and experiencing.
Yeah, so we try to send an e-newsletter once a month. And we also have a Facebook and Instagram. I will admit I'm a little better about updating Facebook, but I try to get stuff over on Instagram at least a few times a month, 5 or 6. But that's a great way to stay connected. I tell people who sign up for our newsletter list, I promise I won't spam you. I don't send emails all the time. It's just once a month, and try to keep it to, 3 to 5 sections of, like you said, our mentor missionaries are on the ground in San Clemente. Their names are Jen and Mickey Daniels. And so I usually will ask them, like, what's been going on in the church plant? How can we pray for people in San Clemente? What's new? And try to share some of those stories. Of course, when we get there, we'll have our own stories. And then, share a little bit about the training we've been doing and kind of where we're at with support raising. And then our mentor missionaries love to host short-term teams. So we definitely are going to try to put together a team of RVers. I know several people in Full-Time Families have already asked. So if that's something that you would just love to come over for a week and serve in Ecuador, there's building projects teams, there's VBS teams, there's medical missions teams, there's evangelism. There's lots of ways to do it. So our newsletter list is another great way to kind of stay connected about what's going on with that, because same thing, some people are, maybe they aren't able to or don't feel called to serve long term, but they want to come over and serve for a week or 2. But so we hope to have some of those opportunities
late summer, fall next year when we're done with language school. Once we get there. So Michelle said Facebook. The Facebook is also the Brown family in Ecuador. So you can find it that way. And we have a question. Linda Oki, are you bringing churches into it? We are. We have, I think, 19 churches right now that are supporting us and partnering with us. And I've actually been traveling all over, mostly in Colorado, but somewhere different every weekend. Where this next weekend I'm going to Meeker, but we've been going to churches all around and sharing about our ministry, and a lot of churches really have been really faithful and generous and come alongside us. And we've been really surprised. My background is, so I grew up going to a large non-denominational church, and then our church here in Colorado is Assemblies of God, and our church in North Dakota is EFCA. So our background isn't specifically in Assemblies of God, but we've mostly gone to big churches, like 1,500 or more. But honestly, we have been so blessed by these little rural churches. Man, they have just been like, come, speak. Nate gives the Sunday sermon, and they are very, very generous. They put us up. They take us to a meal, and we just have really been blessed by, honestly, so many of these little rural churches throughout Colorado specifically, because we both grew up in Colorado, so Colorado is home for us. Even though we spent, the last few years traveling and then a couple years in North Dakota before that. But we kind of have taken a little bit of, Nate really is focusing on connecting with churches. It's just a little bit of a process of sending letters and follow up with email and phone calls. And I'm kind of taking our individual contact list and kind of working through that. And so, I don't know. Maybe it's our personality. I'm more outgoing. He's a little bit more quiet, but he's also just like, I have a job to do, and I don't care if I don't want to make phone calls. I'm going to just make 20 phone calls in a row. And I'm like, I don't want to call anyone on the phone. Can I just text them, please? But I don't know how you guys feel about phone calls, but I feel like so much of our generation, like, recent times, like, there's so much digital communication, but honestly, people have really embraced, like, I chat with a lot of people on Facebook and text, and the Lord works it out too. Like, we have a lot of people supporting us that either we just met in the last year or we've known for a while and they've known about what we're doing, and then all of a sudden they'll just come on our team. So he kind of works all that stuff out. So a lot of what we do is just tell people about what we're doing, tell them what our needs are, and let the Lord kind of sort out all the details of how that needs to happen.
Exactly. So speaking of which, you guys have mentioned that you're on Facebook and Instagram at the Brown family in Ecuador. If folks want to learn more, if they want to sign up for your newsletter, or if they want to make a donation, where do they go?
It's on the screen right there.
It is.
HTTPS:// No. tinyurl.com/the Brown family in Ecuador. That is also linked on our Facebook page too. If you're like, I don't remember what it is, but so if you put in the Brown family in Ecuador, you'll find us. But that tiny URL goes to our main landing page with Assemblies of God World Missions. You can sign up for our newsletter there. You can make a monthly commitment donation there and a one-time gift. You can also commit to praying on that page too, and it gives us a tally of how many people have committed to that. And we just made a tiny URL, so it was like, instead of a bunch of numbers, it was at least our name there, so people kind of knew where to land. And of course, most people probably know, but Assemblies of God World Mission is a 501c3 nonprofit, so all donations do get a tax receipt. It's a legitimate charity, and so if that's something, and like Natasha said, they send you donation receipts. And if you're an RVer and you wish that they would email you, I don't know, I haven't figured that out yet too, because we give to a couple missionaries, and I'm like, how do I stop them from mailing them to me? Can they please email me my receipt instead of mailing it? But they are good about keeping track of everything if that's something that's important for you.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's really three ways that you can support missions. And the first one is to pray for us. I know there's going to be a lot of difficulties as we transition to a new culture and everything else, and pray that the Lord gives us wisdom and strength to keep going. And obviously giving financial support is what gets us there and keeps us there, to be able to plant the church and start the church and begin to build disciples. And then the third one is to go. And we talked a little bit about it. We really want to host teams. I'm an engineer, in my life before becoming a missionary. And that's kind of how we ended up in Ecuador. Is I really want to reach the community through service projects and building and hosting teams and having people come over and being able to impact people's lives that way. So we do plan on, once we getting there, having other people come down with us to help serve.
That's awesome. It definitely an amazing adventure where you can have a large impact, all for the Church of God, really. We thank you guys so much for being here and chatting with us about your family and your journey and what is next. So we'll be thinking of you. We'll be praying for you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
thanks
thanks for having us.
We appreciate both of your support and just this opportunity to share with your subscribers and those who tune in.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
Thanks.
Yes. So that was the Brown family. So that we don't normally tell folks to share out this feed, but please share this out. Let's have a big kingdom impact. Let's get the word out to as many people as we can about the Brown family and about their mission, and see if there's other folks out there who can join in and help. And like they said, it's not necessarily financial. You can help by praying, and you can help by physically going there for a short period of time and donating your time and skills. So it's a great family, great cause, and it'll be exciting to kind of see how all of that unravels for them in the future.
Absolutely. What an adventure. Well, it's just like they said. If you would have told me 6 years ago, hey, you should go in an RV with your family and drive around the country, I'd say you're crazy. But yeah, going to a totally new country.
Yeah.
With barely any possessions, which obviously, in this life, you learn that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
But not my PlayStation. Oh, no. What would I do?
I know. No internet. What?
Yeah.
Well, they might have internet down there. I don't know. Yeah.
Was it Michelle? Somebody told us? I don't know. I know some other countries, they have like these internet cafes that you can go to if you're closer to a town or place that has that sort of thing. But
absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah. Very cool. Very fun. We are getting close to the end of our hour. And as we always do, we would like to give away some NOTB prizes.
Prizes?
Yes.
Woohoo!
So like we like to do, we're going to do a trivia question from our Thursday video. So I hope you've been watching.
It's easy.
It is easy.
All you had to do was watch the first 5 seconds of our latest video to know the answer to this.
Pretty much. What is the question?
We were in Colorado Springs, and the whole video was about loneliness, but how it's cool if you go to a touristy kind of place. We are in Colorado Springs. I think I already said that. Where people wanted to come there to see the area themselves.
Yeah. But
we were there, so it was a bonus.
Definitely.
And we went out to eat one night with Natasha's nephew, Tyson. And it was an interesting venue. We ate inside something.
What was it? The first 5 correct answers will go up on our Wheel of Names.
What did we eat inside of?
Yes, let us know. Drop it down.
Interesting. We got to play. They didn't serve us any peanuts.
No. We got a couple of right answers.
Maybe I'll give it away a little bit. But no, you should definitely see that video. That video was fun. My brother and his girlfriend Deb came to town, and we hung out in Manitou Springs, which is a neat little quirky area, and they're all
fun
penny
mountain
arcades. But I don't know if we actually saw any penny
Yeah, we did. The barrel of whatever that was. That was literally a penny.
That's funny.
All right, we've got some answers coming in.
And
Are they
went
right?
To the Red Rock Canyon with her nephew Tyson and sister-in-law Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the.
I think
one more thing.
I think folks. Yeah, I think folks have it.
They got it. No more
Airplane.
hints needed.
Here we go. POA.
5?
Cindy Strange, Hitch Up and Tow, Full-Time Dream. And you all can't see it, but it was messaged in the private message, the Brown family said in an airplane. So yes, we've got our 5 names. Let's share the screen.
And Bill barely fit. Sue's in there too.
It wasn't the first 5.
Oh,
sorry.
But yeah, I did. I
barely
squeezed into the cockpit.
Fit. There it is. There's our wheel of names. The Brown family, Cindy Strange, POA, Hitch Up and Tow, and Full-Time Dream were the first 5 to answer correctly. So let's spin to see who's going to win a chance on the NOTB prize wheel.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hey, this is my son. Keep it here.
POA!
Special Buffalo Bills onesie. That's what they've won.
Let's check out that swag wheel.
Swag wheel. What do we got?
See what they could.
Oh my God, there's a mug on there.
Let's make sure it's still sharing. Okay, good.
A mug?
There is a mug.
A t-shirt. What are these? Very similar to this t-shirt.
Mildly entertaining t-shirt. Mm-hmm.
There's some Amazon. You know what they're gonna win every week? I don't know how this wheel selects the $20 Amazon e-card.
That's right.
Somehow
see.
The last 4 times we've done this, I think that's what's happened.
We're shuffling it up. Let's see. Ready? What are they gonna win?
$20 e-card. Here it comes.
Called it.
That's hilarious.
There you go.
Amazing. Congratulations, POA. This thing's rigged.
What are the lotto numbers? Tell me.
Which, I was thinking, I'm like, wow, it's the most, the shirt probably costs more. The bag might cost more too. But that's amazing.
Yes. Congratulations.
That's very exciting.
We've got your email address.
Oh, they can buy on Amazon Buffalo Bill onesie.
Oh my gosh, they totally could.
Maybe a whole outfit.
Oops. Yes, he called it. Definitely.
That's funny.
So
now, if it happens again next week, but speaking of next week.
Next time.
We don't. So we're thinking about changing a weekly live stream to every other week because of Natasha's new schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a place for 2 weeks at a time, usually.
Yep.
So then at first, this is our first weekend here. So that means we only have 1 full weekend to sightsee and whatnot. We can, and we do, go out after she gets off work. Mm-hmm. But it's good to just have a whole weekend.
Yeah.
And maybe I want to watch a football game, and we need to work that into negotiations of if we watch this, then we need to go do something. So that might be part of that too.
Yeah, it's been, again, if you have watched, been following along, we've been going through a lot of changes. It's been a big season of change for our family, from my work to how we travel. So this is just one of the things we're going to have to change up just to kind of see if it helps with that, work, life, travel balance.
Hello, Adventures in Chance.
Yes.
Hello, Victoria, Maine.
So we are going to commit to seeing you every other weekend.
That's Sundays. Commitment. It's about all you can take of us anyway. It would probably... that'll be every 2 weeks. So we'll probably be live at Mayberry because we're not going anywhere.
I don't know. You're getting too far ahead.
Now, right?
Too far ahead. Every other weekend.
Nah.
We'll make a post on Facebook. We'll make a post on Instagram as well as our YouTube community page. So you always will be alerted, with what's going on, what's happening. And if you want to know where we're at in our travels and, how far along we're coming, of course, Instagram and Facebook are always more up to date than the YouTube channel. So be sure you follow us there.
There's a link. Go check out POA's newest video, the big winners of the weekly giveaway of the $20 e-card. Check out Murder Mystery Haunted History. Did she say what they were doing today?
I did not see it, but
are they doing something today?
Yes, dear. There's a post. Okay, we're not in the airplane
doing finger
anymore.
Guns at the camera, and I was like, "Whoa, maybe I shouldn't do that."
There you go. Yes. Bill is originally from
Omaha, Nebraska. Speaking of which,
and
my gosh,
originally from Iowa.
We got here. I was watching the Nebraska game, but I got an eye that gives me fits, and I was trying to watch the game, and the game was good, and we were tired, so I went to sleep. And I woke up this morning. I'm like, they took them to overtime. Nebraska's getting moral victories this year. That's what the Nebraska football program has come to, people.
Baby, nobody cares.
They care.
Nobody
they
cares
care about this. You gotta listen.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, go check out POA's video at the top of the hour. Then join Murder Mystery Haunted History for her hour live stream.
Go Big Red! Nobody.
No echo. There's no echoes out there.
And state.
Thank you guys again for joining us. I'm Natasha.
I'm Bill.
And we're nursing our travel bug, encouraging you to nurse what makes you happy. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you back here in 2.